I done this for the Most High, Almighty God, creator of the heaven and earth, in the supreme ruler. Blessed. I feel blessed when I'm wrapped up in your love. Dancing to my gospel song. Feel blessed. Oh, yo. I feel blessed, 'cause your promises are sure. They are yea and amen. Feel blessed, feel blessed. I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance
hello,
like David.
there you are. Thank you for joining us and welcome to ENCORE, the Facebook Live platform, on which we discuss all things love, marriage, sex, and relationships. They call me Uncle WHYTE. I am a playwright, a novelist, a publisher, and I am also the CEO of Roverman Productions. Oh, let me tell you something exciting about Roverman Productions. This weekend, that is if you are watching this live, this is Friday, tomorrow is Saturday, 2nd December, and then Sunday, 3rd December at the National Theatre. We are running my latest play, Nicholas, to the public this weekend. So if you are in Accra or within the borders of Ghana, you can make a trip to Accra. Oh, we'll be very happy to welcome you. But for now, it is my turn to welcome you to ENCORE. And today, if you are watching us for the first time, we've been on a quest using the letters of the English alphabet to learn about love. We have done from A to M, and today we are on N. And so in a very short moment, I'm going to give you my N words for today. Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned.
Thought-provoking, motivational, inspirational, attitude, values, faith, soul-inspiring content, value for money. New Look, the magazine that reports on our values, attitudes, and faith for discerning people. Rover Report Monthly Magazine. Get your copies from all Shell shops, Total shops, and the supermarket near you. Or call 0302-231188 for subscription.
As we look at N words. And our N words for today, we're going to look at just 2 N words. And then if we have a little bit of time, I'll give you my bonus N word at the end of it. So the 2 N words are N for needs, and then N for never, N for never, N for needs. Let us begin with N for needs. You know, during the production of my play, Damaged Goods, we composed a song. The song said, a woman is like a car. Now, the point we were making is that a car will respond to anybody who has the key, and the needs of people are their key. Once you can get that and satisfy that, they become like a car that you got the key to. It would respond to you. And that is why it is so important for us to understand what needs drive people into a relationship. Because if you do not meet those needs, you are undermine the relationship, you sabotage the relationship, and you will not have a relationship at all in the long run. So what are the needs? And I am going to break them into 2. I am taking a material that I picked from Gordon Gray. I thought that material was useful, so that is what I'm going to share with you. He gives seven needs of women and 7 needs of men. So let's begin with the 7 needs of women, and then after that we'll go on to the 7 needs of men. Now, need number 1 for a woman. A woman needs to feel loved. A woman needs to feel loved. Now listen to me. If you're having arguments with your partner, be it your spouse or girlfriend, you need to understand that a woman needs to feel loved. 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 A wo Quite often, the issues you are fighting over are non-issues. They are not the important issues. It is because she is not feeling loved. When a woman feels loved, she doesn't give you wahala. She doesn't give you hell. But if she doesn't feel loved, she would be as unreasonable and difficult as she can be. It is a way of calling attention and telling you, you are not satisfying my key need, which is the need to feel loved. And so, if you want to make your own life comfortable and happy, you don't ignore this need. The second need of a woman, they need to feel safe. They need to feel safe. And the safety is on 3 different levels. On the first level is spiritual safety. So if you're a man and you are married to a woman and you are not a prayer kind of person, you are not making her feel very safe. You know, our churches are always full. We always complain. The churches are filled with only women. It's because the men in their lives are not praying. That's why they go to the church. So if you're a man in the life of a woman, remember this, the woman needs to feel safe. And one area is the spiritual one. Then the emotional safety. Emotional safety, that is where you don't threaten her. There are people who are saying, look, I'll sack you, I'll throw you out. Now you are creating such insecurity for her, and you are undermining your own relationship. Then the third is physical safety. A woman needs to know that physically I am safe with this man. In other words, don't put her in dangerous positions. Don't put her in situations where she cannot relax and feel free. For instance, during intercourse. Don't have sex with a woman in an environment where anybody can walk into the room at any time. Or in an environment where whatever noise she makes, there's somebody behind the window who can hear. When she knows that I can't relax to be myself, she will not be able to give you the very best. The third need of a woman, she needs to feel seen, that you have seen me. You know, it's interesting. Those of you who work in offices or who go to parties or something, there's this situation that often comes up. A woman comes very well dressed and nobody's commenting on her dress. You know what she will do? She will cause commotion till somebody says, oh, Adjoa, your hair. Then she will feel relaxed. Or your dress or your shoe. A woman needs to know that you've seen me and acknowledge it. So your spouse comes home, don't ignore. She enters the room, stop, look at her. She's talking to you. Listen. It's all part of seeing her. She wants to feel that I have your attention, and that is key. If you don't, whoever gives her the impression that I see you, I feel you, you are likely to lose her to him. Now, 4, and men have a big issue with this need of women. A woman needs to be allowed to be nurturing. A woman has this need to nurture. It is so basic for a woman. Therefore, when a man is so strong and do not require any help from his woman, he is not fulfilling the needs of the woman. So every now and then they want to, like you are having issues, they would like to hear it. They would like to be there to comfort you. You are not well, they would like to nurse you. And some men don't want to be nursed because they think it is weakness. They would like to pamper you small, and some men make it pampering so difficult. Meanwhile, they love it, you know. So don't deprive your woman of that. She loves to nurture you. She would like to be there for you. Feel that you had a difficult time. I was there for him. It is something she feels very deeply. 5, a woman needs to feel sexually desired. She needs to feel sexually desired. That is why women find it very difficult when you don't say any sweet words, you don't show any appreciation for her. Then she's trying to sleep, and then you shake her in bed and ask, are you asleep? Or are you awake? Of course, she will tell you, yes, I'm asleep. You understand? Because you haven't made her feel sexually desired. Listen, if you're a good man, and I'm talking about and to decent men, there's only one person you'll be having sex with, and that's your spouse. You may not be having sex with anybody else. That is the ideal situation. So why don't you let this one person you have the right, you have given yourself permission to have sex with, feel that you sexually desire her? So talk to her. Tell her, comment, give her a compliment about her body, about parts of her body. You know, as the days go on and women, age does things to the body of a woman. But there's always parts of her that age cannot touch, you know. I know that the whites like saying, oh, I like your eyes. In Ghana, our eyes are all the same, not too many. But then, well, your nose, your chin, I like your hair. That is becoming difficult to say because you don't know whether the hair was bought from a store or not. But the point I'm making, you get the point. The point is that there is always something about her legs, her fingers. Say something to her. Let her know, I admire this, I love this, I like the way you walk, that kind of thing. I like the way your body feels. Tell her that she needs to feel sexually desired. Don't let her walk past you without touching her. Touch her. Let her know, hey, I'm happy to have you in my life. 6, a woman loves to be appreciated. And you'll discover very soon that this is something women share with men. But for now, we're talking about the women, so let's concentrate on that. The fastest way to destroy your relationship is to ignore your partner and to take your partner for granted, especially the lady in your life for granted. If you do that, you are asking for big trouble. The 7th need, the final need for a woman is to feel that she can count on you, that you can be trusted, you can be relied upon. And you do this by being consistent with who you say you are. Let who you say you are be consistent with who you actually are. When you promise her you're going to do something, do it. Something as simple as even saying that, oh, you know, I would iron the laundry. When you said it, do it. Don't let her come back and say, hey, didn't you say you would iron the laundry? That is not good enough. When you do that, you're telling her that you can't count on me. So those are the 7 needs of women. Let's go to the 7 needs of men. And let me make an introduction to that by saying this. Men often don't talk about their needs. When a man's needs are unfulfilled, he may not talk about them. He'll keep quiet. Men suffer quietly. And so women sometimes make the mistake of thinking that men don't have any needs. Well, we do. We do. And you've got to watch them. So let's go to the 7. The first need for a man, praise and adoration and approval. Listen. Do you know, go and watch how a mother gets a child to do things. A child of about 2 years to do things. You know, the same approach. The boy does a little thing. Oh, Johnny is a good boy. Johnny is a good boy. And you see Johnny excited and wanting to do more. Okay. I am 63. I have not gotten over that one. So you want me, you want to get results from me, you better do that. A boy is a good boy. I said that you have to say a boy is a good man. But the point is that men have very tender egos, and therefore, to get us to do things for us, put in praise. And this is the bonus. The more you can praise a man, the more you praise a man, the more you will find in him to praise, because he will give you reason to praise him for more. So praise him about his profession, about his career, about how he provides for the family, about the time he's making, about the kind of partner he is. If he's good in bed, let him know. If even he's not that good in bed, there must be something in there that you can say. You know, I like the way I like the way you kiss. You know, it will help. It will help. Well, let's go to the second need for a man: respect. When you don't respect a man, there's no way you can convince him that you love him. Because for men, respect equals love. So if you really want a man to feel, I love you, let there be respect. And that is always the biggest complaint of men. My wife or my girlfriend does not love me. All right, 3, a sense of sexual connection. Men have that need, sexual connection. Now, this is where there's a stalemate here. Listen. Women feel connected by verbal communication. When a woman is talking with you, she feels a connection. A man doesn't feel a connection talking with his spouse by talking. He feels a connection with her only by having sex with her. So, and this is what plays out in many homes. The man wants to connect with his wife and he wants action. And the woman says, we need to talk. No, he wants to do the thing and then we can talk later. Do you understand? And we get that wrong. Listen, when a man touches you and wants to have sex with you as his wife, it is his way of connecting. So you let him have his way. Then after that, tell him, cool, we need to talk. And then he will listen because his needs are satisfied. And that's the thing with needs, both for men and women. When a person's need is not fulfilled, he is not interested in fulfilling yours. So fulfill that person's need, and that person will become your slave, more or less. 4, emotional intimacy. I know that from our youth, from our boyhood, men are taught, hey, don't show any sign of weakness, and showing emotions regarded as weakness. But we are human beings. Men need to feel emotionally connected. A man needs, in a man's life, there's no place where he can cry, for instance. There's no place where he can express fear. And if you can create that environment for him at home, where he can come home and say, I feel they are going to sack me. I'm afraid they are going to sack me. And let him cry. You have your man forever. Just that when he shows that emotional vulnerability toward to you, never, ever use it against him. There have been cases where a man shows vulnerability to the wife, wife nurtures him through the difficult time. Then after the crisis have passed, the man is doing something, and today you found your mouth. When they were going to sack you, you were crying. When you do that, he will shut up for life, and you will never get anywhere with him. Let's go to number 5. Number 5. Men need their space. Now, this is another cause for conflict, because women love connection. They love to be connected. When a woman is facing a crisis, she wants connection. She wants to company. She wants to talk. When a man is facing a crisis, he wants to be alone. He wants to be left alone. But even with that crisis, men are about independence. Women are about intimacy, about getting together. But a man, every now and then, wants his space. And if you don't do that, he will feel suffocated and stifled. And that when he feels that way, he will begin to look for ways of running away from you. It's one of the reasons why courtship is sweeter than marriage. Because in courtship, I engage when I want to. When I want my space, I tell you I'm going home. And that is it. So you've got to play that. Balance your need as a woman for intimacy, for connection, with his need for independence and for space from time to time. So allow him room for his hobbies, with his friends. You may not approve of them, but it doesn't matter, they are his friends. And allow him there are things that excite him, you allow him space. And as you allow him that space, he will come back. He will come back much more ready to fulfill you. And that is a good bargain, isn't it? 6, physical touch. Women don't think we want physical touch, but every now and then, you're passing him, slap him at the back, pinch him, ruffle his hair, something. He may say, oh, I don't like that, but he is lying. He likes it. So you do it for him. And then number 7, men need security. He needs to know that you are for him and for him only, and that he has nothing to be worried as far as you are concerned, that the confidences he shares with you are safe with you, that he would not be embarrassed with things that happen in your relationship, to know that it is all over the place and that everybody else knows them. So those are the 7 needs of women and the 7 needs of men. So let us move on quickly to the second N word, and it is N for never. N for never. Before I go on, now there is a common sense aspect to love relationships. The things that will help you build a healthy relationship are a matter of common sense. And the never things I'm going to give you are common sense ways of keeping your relationship, building and nurturing it, making it richer. Now, when I came in today, I was told that a number of my staff of the team have worked out their own nevers. So I am going to give a prize to the one who brings me the most nonsensical never before we go on to this thing. So is there anyone who, or you want to know the prize first?
Yes.
All right. So do we have a camera for anybody?
Yes.
Okay. Who has a never? All right. I understand Ken has a. Oh, by the way, okay, I'll tell you something about Ken after he has dropped his never. All right, Ken, let's go. Are you guys ready for Ken? Oh, they are not quite ready. They. All right, let's go. Is he on camera?
Yes, on camera.
All right. Yeah, Ken, I hear you have about 2 or 3 nevers.
Yes, 2.
Yes, okay. 1.
1. Never call me to kill a mouse for you. I am your boyfriend. I am your husband. I'm not a professional mouse killer.
Okay.
For all you know, I'm even scared of the mouse more than you.
Okay. And 2?
2. Please. And cockroaches too, yes. Yes. And please, to the cockroaches, decide whether you are flying or crawling insects, then we can negotiate.
All right, 2.
2. Never test a new recipe on me. Try it. Eat it for like 2 weeks. If you don't die or you don't run, then you can feed me with it. That one everybody will have. And you know, we'll
all right.
be fine in that.
Ken, I hope you go to the kind of church where they do deliverance. Because with this never, you need deliverance to change your status. You've got to learn to kill the cockroach. You've got to learn to kill the mouse.
Oh.
You may not be a professional one, but she didn't marry you as a professional mouse killer. She married you as a man. You said you were a man.
Who said men kill?
No, a man is to do whatever a woman wants her to do. That is why they are watching a film with you for the first time, and they think you should know the film. You should know how it will end because you say you are a man. So anyway, let's go on to our never and pray for Ken with this kind of. Oh, you have. All right, I understand. There's another one. Okay, that is Canison for you.
Yeah.
All right, Canison, go.
Uncle, the first one. Never ask me to come at 8 when you know that you leave at 10. Objection! It is from Canison, not from the man.
All right, okay. Number 2.
Uncle, second never. I didn't write the movie. I didn't write the story. I don't know what will happen on the next page. So I never assume that I've probably finished reading the book. So that no, the movie, maybe I'm also watching it for the first time. That's why it is a date.
All right. Okay. Okay. Listen to you. To me, Chiwa Ons. When she asked you about the film, she was not expecting you to know the answer, but she wanted that connection. Just saying, "Wow, I wonder," and then run some scenarios. Could this happen? Could this happen? You don't have to be right, but she's watching it with you, and you make it interesting. It's interesting that the married ones here, are not dropping any never. And I suspect because they know their wives are watching, and they will be asked a few questions when they go home. So, okay, let's go on with our own never. I am, I am going to give you 45 nevers. 45 nevers. And we're going to do it quickly. I may not comment on all of them, but 45 things you should never do. 1, never be abusive, either emotionally, physically, or in any other way. Never be abusive. 2, never lie to a woman. It doesn't pay. She will know. She will get to know sooner or later. 3, and this is based on a question someone asked us about 2 weeks ago. Never check your phone when you are making love with your wife. It's a big never. 4, never romanticize the time you had with your ex. You know, a relationship spoils, we move on to a new one, and whenever we have issues there, we begin to think we had it better in the first one. No, don't romanticize it. It wasn't that good, otherwise you wouldn't have moved on. 5, never badmouth your spouse to any third party. Be that party your children, your parents, or her parents. Never badmouth your spouse. 6, never justify your actions when you have caused offense. I am sorry, we just do. And don't say, I am sorry, but. Anytime you say, I am sorry, but, you have just erased, I am sorry. 7, never treat anyone better than your spouse. Whatever you haven't ever done for your spouse, don't do for any other person. 8, never yell at your spouse. It is equal to you signing a death warrant. 9, never come to bed with a bad odor on you. Sweat, the Kobe you use for the stew, never do that. The one who is making noise there, would he have the courage to go on camera and make the comment? Because his wife is watching. 10. 10. Never punish your partner, your current partner, for the sins of your previous lovers. And that happens a lot, you know. Somebody treated you badly, and you take it out on this other person who is doing everything in his power to make you feel loved. 11, never take each other for granted. 12, never fail to say thank you for even the little things that your spouse does for you. 13, never ridicule or show contempt for any gift your spouse buys for you. It is possible that you may not appreciate the gift, but you have no idea the extent to which your partner went to get it for you. Appreciate the thought behind the gift, not the gift itself. So don't open your gift and say, now what is this? What is this? If you do that, you've just broken a cardinal rule. 14, never fight before third parties, whether they are your children or in public. Never do that. If there's an issue, wait. You'll get home, and then you can then address your issues. 15, never sweep things under the carpet. If there have been issues in the marriage, talk about it. Make time. If you can't talk about it immediately, promise that, look, this evening we'll talk about this. And in the evening, make sure you do talk about it. 16, never reject your wife's food. No matter how angry you are, eat the damn food, okay? Because you see, when you reject your wife's food because you are angry, the next time you eat it, you've cursed yourself. And whilst we are about food, wives, never refuse to give your husband food just because he has annoyed you. Of course, if he is refusing to give chop money, every now and then let him know there's no food to be had. 17, never use sex as a tool and a weapon. Never use sex to punish your spouse. No matter how much you fight and over whatever else you fight, this is a no-go zone. It's a free that zone, it's a free man zone, never good. 18. 17 was don't use sex to punish. 18 is related to sex. Never insist on sex when your partner is upset. You've done something to hurt your partner. Make sure you've addressed that before you ask for sex or make them move for it. 19. Never attack someone you suspect is interested in your spouse or your spouse is interested in. Because when you do that, you bring them together. So you may think that one of a female colleagues is very interested in him or he is interested in that colleague. Please restrain yourself from attacking that person. Once you do that, you have brought them together. You've set into motion a process that will bring the two of them close together. 20. Never snoop around searching for incriminating evidence on your partner's phone. Because whatever you're searching for, you may find it. Leave it on that phone. It is not your phone. Leave it there. There are people who say, oh, I took his phone to make a call, and then something said I should check. There wasn't something. It was the devil. Don't destroy your relationship. 21. Never act on your suspicions until you have concrete evidence. Every now and then, there's somebody you think that, hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? When you don't have the facts, please don't act. 22. Never report your husband to your mother-in-law because she can never be on your side. Never report your husband to his mother. She will not be on your side. No matter how much she herself comes to complain about her son, please, she is not on your side. 23. Never storm your partner's place of work to create a scene. When you do that, you've disgraced yourself, you've disgraced your partner, and the two of you will never recover from that disgrace. 24. Never fake orgasm. If you haven't read there, you haven't read there. Don't fake it. It may help him to learn to do what is necessary to bring you to orgasm, but never fake it. 25. Never say too much about your past. Don't reveal too much about your past. Your past is past. Don't reveal too much. 26. When your partner has made the mistake of sharing the past with you, never use it against them. It's confidential information, it's privileged information. You can't use it in any conflict. 27, and that is related to 26, never betray the confidence of your partner. If your partner shares something with you, don't say it anywhere. That information is not available for you to say to anyone. 28, and listen carefully, ladies and men also. Don't assume that his friends are not interested in taking you to bed. And the ladies, don't assume that you are safe. No, and the men, don't assume that you are safe with her friends, even her best friend. People have scars to show for that. They thought, oh, I thought he was so close to my husband, I didn't think he would do this. He will. He will. Men compete in taking each other's woman to bed. And then we'll brag about it. It will not stay a secret. 29. Never fall in love with someone for his potential. And women do that a lot. You know, there is a difference between what somebody says he wants to do and what he will do. I started writing with people who said they were going to write the biggest blockbuster that the world has ever seen. And this was in the 1970s. They haven't even written an article. But in the 70s, when we're hearing them, they sounded so convincing. But never fall in love with anybody for his potential. 30. Never do tit for tat with your partner. Never do tit for tat with your partner. 31. Never compliment another girl when you are with your partner, especially if you haven't complimented her for her appearance that day. So your partner has gone to do her hair, you haven't said anything, then you get to church and then you see, Ajua, oh Ajua, your hair. When you do that, turn and look at your partner's face. The eye she gives you can kill you. 32. And we said this on this platform before. Never use the same word of endearment that you give to your spouse for any other person. That word must stay between you, be reserved for your partner. Never walk off. 33, never walk off when your partner is still talking to you. If your partner hasn't finished, you don't have permission to move. 34, when you take your work home, never go straight to work until you have spent time connecting with your spouse. Sometimes people think that my spouse doesn't want me to work. It's because you are ignoring her. So you're taking work home, put the work aside, connect with her for some time before you get back to the work. 35, never insult your in-laws to your spouse. You will never be forgiven. So don't insult your in-laws to your spouse. And whilst at it, never show ridicule for the ethnic background of your in-laws when your spouse is around, because you have just insulted her. 36, never touch or hold another person of the opposite sex when you are with your partner. So you go out with your partner, don't touch, if you're a man, don't touch another girl. Don't hold her, because you're creating trouble. And if you're a woman, be careful. The people you hug, this may be office mates that you are huggy with. When you are with your man, please don't do that. We don't like that, 37, don't compare your wife's cooking with your mother's cooking. She's not your mother. Learn to eat her food. And if it does terrible, help her to learn to cook. I know men who have taken over the kitchen because their women were not anointed to cook. But you can't get it all, and take what you can get. 38, when you have children, never leave the bedroom door open or not locked when you are making love with your wife. Do you understand? Because children have ways of stumbling, coming in, and sometimes they don't know how to knock, because they think it's their parents' unless you want to shatter you want to traumatize your children for life. Then in that case, you start the love and invite them and tell, hey, come now, and when they come, this is how we made you. You will traumatize them for life. They will never get over that. 39. Never entertain amorous advances from others after you marry. When you marry, that's it. The game is over. The nice things you were hearing from people is over. And whilst at it, if somebody makes a mistake to send you an amorous message, don't save it. Delete it. Don't go back to it. It will create trouble for you. 40. You yourself, never send amorous message to anybody. And never get amorous with anybody. So don't say things that are of that nature to any person. 41. When you go to a party with your spouse, never leave her by herself as you go around being nice to everybody else. She came to the party with you. Unless it is her party, then that's a different matter. 42. Never make your partner feel stupid or unworthy of you. 43. Never show too much affection for your wife when your mother and your sister and your aunties are around. Did you hear that? Never show too much affection for your wife when your mother, your sisters, and your aunties are around. They will hate her for life. So, watch that. 44. Never threaten your partner with divorce or breakup unless you really mean it. And finally, 45. Never put your relationship on social media. Whatever is happening in your relationship, let it stay between you. Create that privacy for yourself and don't shatter it. All right, now I think we have I think it's enough. I'm afraid I don't have the time for the bonus word now. We may bring it to you in some other form sometime later. I'd like to thank you for listening. I want to thank you for watching. I will now pause and then take your questions and your contributions. Let's have fun. Let's have a discussion.
Honey, I have laid the bed. Tomorrow I have a meeting. I have a business meeting tomorrow.
Sir? Oh, sweetheart. Here, take this.
For staying with us. I don't take the fact that you stay with us for granted. And wherever and however you are watching us, thank you very much. And now I understand that we have some questions, so let's get going.
We want to thank Sandy Tufo, Mary, Ophelia Megavi, Elvis, Dennis Donko for watching us and joining us today. Our first question is from Ekia Ahen. She says, what if he doesn't want to talk about it at all? That's point 15, which is never sweep things under the carpet.
Well, if he doesn't want to talk about it, sometimes it is his way of saying, I know I didn't do right, and I don't want to be told that I am not doing well. But you play along with him, and after you've met his need, then tell him we need to talk. There's always a moment when he would be ready to talk, or at least be ready to listen to you talk about it.
From Nilante, are the potentials not his dreams that his partner can help him attain?
The key word there is dreams. There's no guarantee that he would even put in the hard work, because it's one thing people having a dream. It's another thing they putting in the hard work they need to actualize it, and not too many people get around to doing that. And that is why I do not want you to be disappointed by investing in a dream, because there's no guarantee it will be realized.
Uncle Akia is back. She says 31 killer point. Uncle, please echo it again. Why? That's never compliment another girl when you are with your partner.
Yeah, okay, guys, you heard her. And Akia, you are right. I think men take it for granted. And it is something that distresses a woman a lot. You are with her and you are looking at another woman. You are with her and you are expressing appreciation for another woman and complimenting another woman. That is so unwise, and it is not right.
Nilante is back. He says, should you love her for her potentials? Because that can be the spark in your relationship.
Again, let me just say, potential may not be realized.
From Juliet Akakpo. Uncle, please, on number 33, what if you have stuff to do and you have told your partner and he keeps insisting, I'll finish right now. It is a short story, but the story is never ending. Point 33, never walk off when your partner is speaking to you.
So this is a woman relating to a man who talks too much. But still, it is not polite. So what you can do is that, my dear, you know something. Can we continue this later? I beg you, I need to go. Can we finish this out? This evening, after dinner, we'll talk. Please.
From Amatefio, can you have an opposite sex as a best friend? Is that really safe?
Can you? Yes. Is it safe? No. But you can.
Nanakia says, Uncle, this social media thing, question mark. From is it Tris? Trice. Okay, from Trice Yeboah. Thank you, Uncle. I intentionally increased the volume so he can hear you too.
All right, then we won't mention your name because we don't want him to feel that he's been set up. But I wish he was even watching it together with you. So next time, see what you can do to negotiate to get him to sit by you so you can listen together.
From Cynthia, 44. What if a relative of your spouse is staying with you? How do we manage our affections? Point 44 is never show too much affection for your wife when your mother, sisters, or aunties are around.
Well, have a discussion with your spouse on that. But what I've discovered, and this applies very much to Ghana, it may not apply to other parts of the world. Mother-in-laws and sisters-in-laws and aunties-in-laws often get very upset when they realize that their son and their brother loves his wife so much. That's when they say that you've done something to him, you've passed somewhere with him, and they will never like the woman. So be careful, be wise when they are around.
But Uncle, based on this same point 44, I know that when in the marriage vows, there's a point where it says that forsaking everyone else and they become one. So then, why do we have to ignore the others, or why do we have to ignore that specific person who has become a part of us just because other members of family are around?
The key word is forsaking. There's a good reason why you were told to forsake all the others. So if they are around, you haven't done the forsaking, so be careful what you do with the other side as well.
From Joanne, can you discuss things you had discussed with his mother to him?
You discuss something. Well, the mother will tell him anyway. The mother will tell him. So it may help if you let him know that, oh, by the way, I said this to your mother.
From Mary Joy, Uncle, what do you think of discussing your relationship problems with your friend?
Well, it helps you to vent, but the problem is that it also makes you vulnerable. And sometimes there's been cases where people have opened up to their friends, and their friends have used that information to maneuver themselves into the relationship and take it over. So just exercise some discretion here.
All right, Uncle, from Isaac. What if you say sorry, all right, but is it enough to explain yourself? But it is to explain yourself, sorry.
Oh, come again.
What if you say sorry, all right?
When you say the sorry.
Yes, you say the sorry.
Yeah.
But it is to explain yourself.
Or just say the sorry first. Then later on, if there's a need, you can explain yourself.
From Ikea Sabia Johnson. Number 38. When will these kids grow up and leave home? No locks on doors. Maybe I should consider getting my door locked now. And then now has two exclamation marks.
Please do that so you feel safe, because there's nothing more irritating to a man that he's in the mood, he's making his best moves, and then he's told, no, not now. The children are not asleep. The children will come in any moment from now. Just lock the door. Let them come to the door and knock and ignore them.
All right, so this from Evelyn Ado. I know of a man whose wife doesn't know how to cook, and instead of her to learn from the husband or anyone else, she keeps on saying, I just don't like cooking. And this behavior of hers eating the man up. Uncle, advise me on this.
Advise you
on someone else's.
For somebody else not doing what she has to do. This is you trying to crying louder and mourning more than the bereaved. So let a person come and ask his own question.
Uncle, on the point 39, you said that never entertain amorous advances from others after you marry, especially not storing the messages. I know of people who have decided to show the messages to their spouse and make light of the situation. But you said delete.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You know, there are people saying that, oh, if I show it to her, then at least she will know there is nothing to it. She won't think that way. It's a miscalculation, and you would pay seriously for it. Yeah, it's a wrong move.
Okay, so we have shout-outs from Mr. Candy.
Candy, long time no here. I hope you're doing great.
Okay. The questions are still, there are questions that are coming in, but I would like to say a big thank you to John Osei Boateng, Elvis Gouch, Mary Joy Hesse, Trice Yeboah, Nana Ekia Asabia Johnson, Evelyn Ado, and Raymond Kweku Arthur, who says, brilliant submissions, Uncle Ebo. And this is from Ida Maxey. Husbands should not give the silent treatment to their wives. Otherwise, the wife will start talking to friends about the issue. And I think that's in relation to not talking about your friends, about your husbands.
I think it's a comment. I won't argue with that. All right. Okay.
But Uncle.
Yes.
On the point 20, never snoop around and searching for incriminating evidence on your partner's phone or maybe other devices for that matter. What if you find it?
You look for it.
Isn't it justified?
Deal with it. Deal with it.
But in situations where you kind of like suspect, then you want information.
Yes.
Do you will it come to you or should you go?
Listen, whatever you are searching for, the tendency is that you will find it. And be careful, because you see the danger there is that you may find a very harmless message, and you may read too much into it and create a scene with it, and that could create a whole new thing. Okay. So be careful. Okay. Be careful with that. Okay. Be careful.
But uncle, is it wrong to have a lock on your phone while dating?
Or once you are dating, you don't owe that person right to your phone, and the person doesn't need to know your password.
Uncle, from Kwao Abekwe, brings you greetings from your listeners in London. Please come over one day. We need you here, from Katie and Rubina. And Rubina is the one who sent us the...
Yes, yes. And yes, thank you very much. I hear the weather is so cold out there. So, Monkuse.
Then from Ayariga Belinda, how about if the man is the type who does not want to listen to his wife?
Was he like that before you married him? If he is, why did you marry him?
Uncle, from Nanabena, when are you coming to Australia?
Nana, we've missed you. How's the family? We've missed you and your husband. How's the family?
Uncle from Bwama, how do you cope with miscommunications that lead to huge arguments?
Well, I think you've analyzed it right. If it's a miscommunication, learn to communicate better, and I think that will help the two of you.
Uncle, I think you're needed all over the world, because Vera Doyo Asante says we need you in Germany too.
All right.
But Uncle,
just pray that we get a private jet, then we'll move around the world.
But Uncle, on point 27, never betray the confidence of your partner. What are some of the things that we may do unknowingly that betray?
When you share the thing with somebody you thought was your friend, you know, your spouse tells you something, or your girlfriend tells you something, you think, I have this friend, let me tell him what my spouse has said. The problem is this: your best friend is somebody's brother or somebody's sister, is somebody's confidant. And so he also goes on and says, guess what Ken told me? Do you know that Ken is going through so much? And then he also says it in confidence, and then it goes on and on and on. Before you realize, it's way out there.
From B. My marriage is good, but my husband talks too much, and he will dominate every conversation among other men. He looks really bad, especially when we are invited to other people's house. The rules in America Thanksgiving is to never discuss politics on Thanksgiving table, yet he doesn't care. I am trying to stop him, even fight that this nonsense should stop. What can I do?
Stop going out on Thanksgiving dinners with him. Find a reason to say, oh, no, my dear, no, you go and come and stay away, if it is possible. Because people like that, the more you try to stop them, the louder they will become. And sometimes they will become even aggressive towards you, because they would interpret it as you disrespecting them. So you either go and just shut up and know, oh, okay, there he goes again. Or you keep a straight face and don't express anything and don't comment on it.
Uncle Sandy 24 says we need you in Canada too.
Canada is one of the countries I don't mind going, because I love Canada. I was in British Columbia, and I fell in love with British Columbia, and I've not recovered from that love affair with British Columbia.
Eke Asabia says, yes, uncle, it's freezing cold. Don't come yet.
Thank you for the advice. I wasn't in the right to come anyway.
This from Nana Kwesi Adeisafo. When we are blessed with such great wisdom, each time with you is just like being in the presence of God. You're a blessing to us all.
Well, thank you, but you almost came close to blaspheming. The presence of God is more wonderful than being with me. But the point is that a lot of what I bring to you, I pick from the presence of God. I don't do this without seeking his face and himself.
Uncle from Becky, how do you communicate well in a relationship?
All right, that will take another whole session. So let's keep our fingers crossed. We'll talk about communication one of these days.
From Ike, What do you do when you as the man try to put your pride aside and open up emotionally, but everything you say gets taken personally and to heart?
So be wise, and then you either point it out or you change your strategy.
Ekeasa Inshira says, thanks, uncle. God bless you. You have saved me rough.
All right, I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that rough.
There is Anyaku Mensa says that, thank you, uncle. Today is my first time and I've really enjoyed it. God bless you.
Tess, I'm happy you've enjoyed it.
From Crystal Jalila, greetings from Pretoria. May the good Lord keep you for us, Uncle Ebo, for the words you share with us every Friday. Happy Farmers Day to you.
Well, thank you, and I hope South Africa is treating you well.
From Alfred, uncle, if it will bring problems into the family by not putting password on your phone, why should we do it?
Come again.
Sorry, uncle, if it will bring problems into the family
Yes.
by not putting password on your phone, what should we do?
No, put a password, definitely, because it is not only home that you use that phone, but your partner may need a password, so you can give that password.
Akwesi Boachi says, Lagos too is waiting for you, uncle.
Lagos, yes. I still remember my time with Lagos. I'll tell you my experience at Murtala Airport one of these days.
Eke Ahen is back. She says, uncle, this is the issue. The man doesn't want to communicate, but yet he wants you to do whatever he asks, and you break up with him. He comes back saying he is not going to do that again. Now you need to talk to someone, and you saying we shouldn't involve third party. What happens?
Well, if it was like that in the early days, then I think you should have taken a decision as to what you wanted to do with that person. The reason why we caught is that you look at some characteristic of a person that are not going to go away, and you advise yourself, I can't live with this, and then you move away. Otherwise, you get in there. Once you ignore that and you marry, then you keep quiet and suffer.
Uncle, this is from Vanderpoy. When a man opens up frequently, but because all he has said is mostly used against him, he can shut up, or he will shut up. Can he shut up to protect himself?
You will shut up. Not that can you. You will. You definitely will shut up to protect yourself.
I think that.
All right. Right. So, our time is up. So let me round off by saying that, remember Nicholas, my latest play, which is a play based on the true story of the Archbishop Duncan Williams, will run again this weekend at the National Theatre. So if you're in Accra, join us. Saturday and Sunday, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. each day. And then it will be followed later in the month by the Festival of Plays. We'll be putting up 5 plays from our stables from 23rd to the 2nd of January, 23rd of December to 2nd of January, and we hope you would be able to come or get a ticket as a gift for somebody. If you're running a company, it's the perfect gift to give to your customers to reward them, to your staff to reward them. I'd like to thank you very much for staying with us. I appreciate it and don't take it for granted. May the coming days bring you great joy. We've just entered the last month of the year. I hope that you finish the year hard. Sometime this month, I'll make time to talk about how we can prepare ourselves for 2018. So I'll give you some ideas, some strategies to making the best of 2018. Once again, thank you, stay blessed, and all the best. I can see Ken's hand waving. Ken, what is it?
Yes, Uncle, from Alfred Osei-Boateng. Kindly tell Joanne Osei-Boateng I really love her and I appreciate her so much. Yeah.
All right. Ken, you said it. But if you've never told her directly and you're asking me to say it, then shame on you. I hope you've told her again so that what I say becomes a top up. So let us know. Oh, but if you are fighting and you are thinking this will get you out of the doghouse, go say I'm sorry. Go and apologize. This is don't use this strategy. But I'm sure she would appreciate that you've expressed it. Well, thank you very much. See you, God willing, next Friday.
Roverman Productions, in partnership with National Theatre and Joy FM, presents the latest White play, Nicola!
I'm willing to give you anything you want. Please don't finish that.
Did you say anything?
Anything.
Okay. Give me $10,000 for shopping, and I'll open the door for you.
$10,000?
Uh-huh.
How much does this guy not collect to me?
Nicola! Shows at the National Theatre on 2nd and 3rd December 2017 at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Rates 80 Ghana cedis. Tickets sold at Joy FM, Tema Community 11 Shell, Bachuna and Hatcher Total, Frankie's and our usual outlets. Or call 050-554-6010. Sponsors, Bond Savings and Loans, FanMax from FanMilk, Nationwide Medical Insurance, and Zurian Multivitamin. Online support by myjoyonline.com and adumonline.com. Get your Nicola tickets now! Roverman Productions. Be the difference.
Hello. They call me Uncle WHYTE. I am the CEO of Roverman Productions, but I'm also very much committed to helping you become your better self. Your better self. You see, nobody goes into a love relationship to be miserable. We go into a love relationship to make each other happy and to be happy. May God bless and keep you. Bless and keep you. Bless and keep you. May God bless and keep you. Bless and keep you. Bless and keep you happy. I'd like to thank you very, very much for joining us today. Remember, be happy, and may your love life be sweet.